Hello guys, it's Stephen here back with another live stream. Hopefully you can all hear me. I've had some technical problems, so sorry that it was a little bit delayed. Hope you're all good though. Hello to absolutely everyone joining in the chat. There's already a load of people here, which is absolutely wonderful. Hello to Tom, to Kevin, to David, to Jerry, to Tom, basically everyone joining in the stream. I hope you're all good. I hope you're all wonderful. I hope you're good on this Thursday afternoon at 7 p.m. We're going to talk about Manchester City today. Obviously, your questions are always welcome down in the comments. So we're going to talk a little bit about, initially, Diego Rosa, the Gremio wonderkid. We'll get onto him in a second. Before we go too far, I want to say thank you for watching this video. Make sure to give this channel a subscribe if you are new to it, and give the video a like while you're down there as well. And go check out all the other content on the channel recently. Hello to everyone there, by the way. LG and Cow, to everyone else, to Jeezy, to Sam, and everyone else joining in the channel. It's good to see all your wonderful little names popping up in the chat. And we're going to start today initially talking about Diego Rosa. Now, you'd be forgiven straight away for thinking, who is this guy? And today I'm going to try and inform you a little bit about him and what we can expect from Diego Rosa. Patrick Carolus, hello Patrick, with your big thumbs up. And shame it's not a different colour. Hey Patrick, well, welcome to the stream, Patrick, and everyone else down there getting involved. This guy, basically, what do we know about Diego Rosa? Well, let me give you a little bit of a rundown of all the things that I've learned from a guy that I didn't know a lot about until very recently. I'll be very honest on that front. But what do I know about him? Basically, he's a 17-year-old midfielder, a Brazilian youth international, and part of the same side, I think, that actually won that was so impressive for Brazil during the Under-17s World Cup, I think. Or was it South? Basically, he's a part of a very successful Under-17 Brazilian side with Jan Couto, I think. And he's really, really, really highly rated, this young kid. Now, obviously, the question mark is where he's going to go and all that kind of stuff. And we'll get onto that in a little bit. In terms of the fee, City apparently only going to be paying €5 million up front initially. But apparently, it's up to like 14 bonus add-on fees, which could take this up to around €22.5 million, which is a hell of a bunch of add-ons. But I kind of like that, really. The structure of this transfer, though, does actually remind me an awful lot of the Douglas Luiz kind of one. I've got a feeling this guy isn't going straight into the first team. Hello to Joe there joining in as well, and everyone else joining the stream. I've got a feeling this guy isn't going straight to the first team, but you never know. It's a very kind of like Jan Couto-esque signing this, not only because he's from Brazil. It's not confirmed yet, by the way, but it's all about to go through. Everyone's reporting the same thing that's going to happen. But this is the kind of transfer that I'm kind of intrigued by. It could be that he's just another City Football Group signing, but he's also one where City might be trying to take, basically, make the most of the current market, if that makes sense. There was a lot of rumours going around that City would try and get hold of these young players during I guess, the pandemic market, unfortunately. That sounds a little bit careless, but clubs are a little bit skinned, so there are bargains to be had here and there. And maybe they'll try and get these young talents in nice and early and then try and hone them under their own tutelage, maybe in the CFG, but maybe with an aim to be in the first team. Maybe this guy actually isn't just a guy to be loaned out and sold at some point. Maybe, just maybe, he is actually being loaned out with a view to be in the first team. Now, of course, the loan out might not even happen, but what I will say is he's only 17 years old, and he can't actually come and join Manchester City anyway straight away, because you have to be 18, and for him to be 18, you have to wait until October. So it's not until October that he can actually sign for Manchester City. Thank you, Jared, for the very kind words, by the way, and everyone else. But Aaron Brooks saying, any work permit issues? I've got a feeling, Aaron, there are rumours that he might go on loan to Lommel in Belgium, which City have got a link up with now. And I'm expecting to see plenty of players go on loan there. So, yeah, I mean, I think he'll probably go on loan first, probably Belgium, something like that, to try and make a name about him, name for himself. Moji said, hello Stephen, what tier would this kid be? Well, this kid seems to be really highly rated. Now, I've done the YouTube thing, basically, like we've all done. I can't say I'm an expert on this guy. Of course, I haven't watched much of Brazilian youth football. I mean, we just haven't got the time to do that. But he is very highly rated. I've watched a few videos, and I kind of like his style. He's box to box. He reminds me a little bit of the Fernandinho we signed from Shakhtar. You got to bear in mind, Fernandinho initially wasn't actually a defensive midfielder. He became that alongside Yaya Toure. But he was initially a box-to-box, bulldozing midfielder who could do a bit of everything in terms of defending and burst past people. And he seems to have a very similar turn of pace when he can skip past the challenge and use his physicality and his acceleration to get past opposing midfielders and kind of burst into the box and get forward. And I tell you what, if Diego isn't short for diagonal, I don't know what it is. Basically, he absolutely loves pinging it diagonally. There's like compilations of him just passing it diagonally. And he seems to be pretty good at that. Hello to everyone, by the way, joining in. So many questions, but I'm just trying to get a little bit of Diego Rosa spiel out the way to talk about this before we go into the questions. It's very nice to see you all, though. You're all wonderful. And make sure, don't forget to hit that like button. 194 people and less than 100 likes. Get it up there. But back to Diego Rosa. I kind of like this idea, just signing these players. You never know. I mean, we can't really lose out. I mean, we're only like essentially like €5 million up front, but then obviously going up if he gets more experience or maybe he makes first team appearances or whatever. I mean, it's kind of win-win for us, really. We're not losing out because I'm sure if he does well, we can sell him for a pretty good price anyway. So, like, yeah, fair enough. I mean, that's pretty good. And if he does really well, he can come back to the first team for a bargain price. I've also got a feeling that City are probably escalating these things for political reasons. I know this sounds really weird to say on a football channel, but you got to bear in mind that in the UK sense, we got Brexit coming, and Brexit is going to mean like some of these young lads. I mean, you're going to have young foreign lads you can't sign until they're 18 anyway. So I've got a feeling is why we're signing all these fullbacks around from around Europe, and also why we're scooping up so much young talent at the moment. I've got a feeling genuinely that this could be the reason behind it. Seriously, I've got a feeling it could be that City are just looking at the market and thinking it's going to change as of next summer, and maybe right now we need to make the most of this opportunity that we've got, given the fact that clubs are skint and we can afford it, which is a bit callous, unfortunately, but that's just how football is, and given the fact that the landscape 12 months from now could look very, very different. But I like these kind of signings. I like that he's got physicality. He's not some little midget or anything like that, which is kind of good, and he also isn't afraid to put his foot in and all that kind of stuff. I like the fact that he's got talent. He's also got a bit of an engine. He's also got a bit of size. I do kind of get excited by these little signings like this. They're kind of fun. We can just see how they go largely. We've got very little expectation of them, but who knows? Maybe someone like this lad could follow in the footsteps of Douglas Luiz and make a career for himself. And even if we don't get him into the first team, we can actually basically sell him on for a profit. And that's obviously it's kind of weird and we're detached from it, but it all feeds back into the first team's perception, all that kind of stuff. And it also it's a good route, for these Brazilian young kids. And maybe they'll start looking at Manchester City in a similar way to Real Madrid and Barcelona. We know Real Madrid have this kind of almost like first pick on these Brazilian young talents, but City are starting to kind of get into that market. And then maybe there's an element of it as well that they're not going to want to go back to Brazil. So maybe largely they're thinking, well, if they're not going back they won't want to go back to Brazil like Garcia wants to go back to Barcelona. So maybe that's also a motivation. And that wouldn't be ridiculous either, because we're thinking, well, these guys are going to be loyal to us. Douglas Luiz, for example, is a success now. Whichever way you look at it, Douglas Luiz is a success. He's a Premier League player. He's stepped up. He's now got a name for himself. He'll be very happy with his career. He's played in La Liga, in the Premier League. He's young. He's got a growing reputation. And I think largely that move's been a success. We'll make a profit in if we want to sell him, and he'll be happy. Is he a defensive midfielder like Dino or Rodri? He's more box to box. I would say he's like Dino from Fernandinho Stefano when he joined, in terms of that bulldozing energy, in terms of how he can get forward and play a little bit of everything. He loves to get on the ball, pass it around, and he looks a pretty exciting signing. Admittedly, that is pretty much the extent of my knowledge of Diego Rosa. I cannot pretend otherwise. I would be lying to you if I pretended I was an expert on Diego Rosa. I am not a Diego Rosa expert. But what I've said on him on YouTube, you can go watch the videos like I have and do some research in terms of searching Diego Rosa and articles and all that kind of stuff on the internet. He seems to be a very good young player that has a lot of potential. Anyway, I want to see those lights go up, and go and follow me on Twitch, by the way, twitch.tv/Esteemed Kompany. I'll be doing some streams, maybe tonight. It'd be good to you all to join in and watch me on Fall Guys and all that kind of stuff. And don't forget as well to hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Let me see how many subscribers I've got right now. I always like to see if it'll go up. I currently got 39,241. I don't think I'm going to 59 during this video, but it'd be wonderful, wouldn't it? But the least you can do is give me a subscribe if you're new to the channel. And also, let me know in the comments how you're feeling and what you make on this transfer in general. Tembani Sabanda, when is Couto joining? I think he's already part of it. I think Yan Couto has now turned 18, so he's flown over. Let me just check. Or is he stuck because of the travel ban? He's 18 now. He turned 18 in June. But I don't know actually if he's in Manchester yet because of the travel ban. So we'll have to see on that. But he is scheduled to be with Manchester City next season, as far as I'm aware. The Yankuto one's interesting because it sounds like he actually expects to be involved next season. Now, he's got an incredible job ahead of him to get ahead of Kyle Walker and then also Joao Cancelo. I mean, fair play to the lad if he hangs around. One thing that could affect that, of course, as you can see scrolling across the bottom, there's going to be no FA Cup replays during the 2021 season, and also the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. Well, it's not going to be the Carabao Cup next season. Viva the Carabao Cup. It's only going to be one game in the Carabao Cup semi-finals. I'm going to carry on calling it that regardless because I want to. So basically, there's going to be a couple of less games maybe next season in the domestic competitions, but those domestic competitions will be there. And given the very compressed schedule next season, I would not be surprised if someone like Jan Couto gets a chance in those cup competitions. And then maybe gets a chance every now and then on the bench if the bench is a little bit bigger. Tiago Brito said Jan Couto is already in Manchester. Yeah, I think he was. I think I remember seeing something like that. Robbie, this is my flat. I'm just basically facing the other way. That's where I usually stream over there at that table. And basically I can't be asked to turn it around because of the distance, but I'm just sat in a different place than usual, Robbie. But Stephen the GOAT, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ramadel. You are the GOAT. Stefano, from what he read, he's a defensive midfielder. I hope he doesn't take time from Doyle. I don't think he will, mate. I think largely he's going to go on loan for a little bit. But I think that's just life at Manchester City. You're going to have to accept that if you come to Manchester City or you're Manchester City's academy, you're going to be up against a lot of very good players. And also, Tommy Doyle's got the advantage. Let's be honest. He's the same age. He's a Manchester City fan. He's currently training with the first team. He'll be with the first team next season, where this kid probably won't be. And that's a big chance for him. If he doesn't get the chance to impress Guardiola, then I mean, that's it really. It's on Tommy Doyle. I don't think this guy will come in and be ahead of him straight away, but it'll be very interesting. It's very interesting as well about the FA Cup thing. I'm glad that both competitions are going ahead for what it's worth. I was fearing that the Carabao was going to be scrapped. I'm glad it is going ahead because we will see these young players get a chance, no doubt. Maybe it'll be Braf's chance. Maybe it'll be Jan Couto and all that stuff. So I'm happy for them, basically. I'm happy to see that they will actually get a chance next season in the Carabao Cup, potentially. Excuse me, guys. Got a bit of some. Do you really kind of get a little bit of phlegm caught in your throat? Gross, I know it happens. Rehan dropping the emojis there with the Esteemed Kompany emojis. Thank you very much, Rehan. In terms of excuse me, I need to clear my throat a little bit. I'm gonna just kind of go off for a second because I need to cough a little bit. Hold the screen 1 second. And I'm back. I just needed to clear my throat, basically. But I didn't want to do it on a video because I thought that would be a little bit gross. And it's not corona, frankly. I feel absolutely fine. Just got a little bit. I've just scoffed a pizza, basically, before it came on air. And as a result, you know, when you're just like, it's just there, and you're like, I need to clear my throat a little bit. Especially when you're like talking loud and talking constantly for like 15 minutes now. Hello to Thomas and hello to family Weissman. Thomas, how you doing, pal? And hello to family. Hope you're all good. In terms of Koulibaly, there's been a little bit of news today that apparently, that Napoli could accept around 65 million euros, and I reckon that's a pretty good deal. If it's around 65 million euros, honestly, I think that's really good. I did a thread today on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I ranted a little bit about his age. I'm kind of bored of people saying he's 30. He's not 30. He recently turned 29. He's only a week older than Kevin De Bruyne. He'll be all of 29 for this coming season, then all of 30 for the season after that, then 31 for the season after that. He won't be like 33 to like 4 or 5 seasons from now. So you got to bear in mind, he's not that old. We all keep saying he's old, but he isn't actually that old. And you got to bear in mind that Kompany played until he was 33. Terry played until he was 35. Ferdinand played until he was 34. Ramos is playing until he's 34. Defenders these days, they are fit, they are healthy. They do not need to retire at 32 anymore to be at the best. It's also a game. A modern game these days is basically a lot bit different to how it was, 10, 15 years ago. Defenders are much fitter. They watch the game. They're not running around in midfield anywhere near as much as the midfielders, I guess. So they don't have to be quite as, the legs don't have to be quite as sharp. I guess they can focus. And basically, you get 3 or 4 years of a very good level out of him. I'm very happy with the idea of Koulibaly coming in. Yes, I am aware that he had a pretty bad season, but that can happen to the very best of players. But Koulibaly, he's had 4 or 5 years at the highest level, just because he's had a bad season under Gattuso, which many players have. I'm not willing to write him off. And if it's around 65 million euros, that's about 57 million pounds. Honestly, in the market at the moment, that's kind of all right. I would take that in a heartbeat. It's not incredible, the deal, but it's not a bad deal either. Paul Henshaw, my Twitch is literally in the link in the description. If you go down, you should be able to find it, twitch.tv/Esteemed Kompany. If you want to go follow me on Twitch, that would be massively appreciated. I'm going to be streaming some games and all that kind of stuff. I have got 433 followers. Let's get me to 500 followers. It'd be wonderful. But Koulibaly, he's a very good player. He's a very good player, so I would be very happy with Manchester City. Also, Thiago prefers Carlos because he's pace and he's Brazilian. I mean, that's a good enough reason entirely to prefer Thiago. But I think largely Carlos would be very good. He'd be very good. He's a very good player. He's got a lot of pace. And I'd be taking from Manchester City. Obviously, he's got something to prove as well. Only one season in La Liga. He's 27. He's 2 years younger than Diego Carlos, but not ridiculously younger than Koulibaly. Sorry, he can't be 2 years younger than himself. That makes no sense. But he's good. As Robbie Holmes said as well about Koulibaly, he's 29 until he turns 30. That's how it works. A wonderful use of a meme. You're right over there, Nicola, by the way?
Huh?
You're right over there, by the way?
Good.
Nicola's been quiet. She's had a very busy day today. She's been very good. She's worked really hard, bless her. And she's just chilling on her phone and watching videos, bless her. She deserved a rest. Robbie Evans, you are just trying to troll me, but you're giving me views, so thank you very much for the support, Ryan Evans. Sorry. Ryan Evans, you are a boring troll, but I get the views from this, so thank you very much. I love it when people who try and troll me just support the channel. It's wonderful. Sean Cairns really likes Carlos versus Wolves. Yeah, he did give away the penalty. But largely was pretty good for what I can gather. The penalty was Adama Traore being freakishly fast, but he actually kept up with Traore, which is also impressive. You know, that's what I was really proud of. Otamendi would have been like, at the halfway line still. Stones would have been nowhere near him. Garcia is similar level to Otamendi probably. When he actually showed the physicality to keep up. Back onto Diego Rosa, because people are just joining the stream. Diego Rosa is a box-to-box midfielder. He's only 17 years old, so he wouldn't be able to join until he's 18 in October. Really highly rated, been very impressive for Brazil's youth teams, alongside Jan Couto as well. He can pass the ball, he's got a little bit of pace, a little bit of physicality. It'll be one of those things I reckon if he does come, he might end up on loan for a little while first. I don't expect if Diego Rosa comes, this will be a first team straight away. But it's a kind of interesting signing. I do like those kind of signings. What do people make of the Dybala rulers? I did a video earlier today. Go watch it after this. Dybala, I think that's just paper talk personally, but I tell you what, I would like Dybala at Manchester City. He's a quality player. Dybala is very, very good. He's a very, very good player. Really technical, really skillful. That kind of Aguero, David Silva hybrid, which I love it. David Silva in the way that he has that kind of very close control, and he runs in a very similar way actually. Very left-footed focused, but also very, very good. Ryan, you're trolling. At this point, I'm going to put you in a timeout just to wind you up. But largely, Dybala would be fantastic. He'd fit that false nine thing that Manchester City really want. But I can't see this happening really. Maybe though, just maybe it will happen because they're paying Ronaldo like 27 million a year or something like that, which is just absolutely insane. He's earning more than like De Ligt's, basically like five Juventus players at once. He's earning more than all them together, which has been absolutely catastrophic for their wage bill. So maybe they do need to move Dybala on. And to be honest, if it comes down to a head-to-head in terms of commercial reasons, Ronaldo or Dybala, Ronaldo's going to lose. Dybala's going to lose to Ronaldo because Ronaldo obviously is Ronaldo. I actually think Ronaldo's been a bad signing for Real Madrid. Not Real Madrid, Juventus. Because they wanted like the 40, 50 goal a season Ronaldo. And they've got someone who scored 60 odd goals in about 80 games. That's pretty good. But it's not 30 million a year good in terms of wages. And 80 million. Was it 100 million transfer fee? Something like that. I think Ronaldo's actually been underwhelming for Juventus overall. He's nowhere near. Put it this way. He hasn't got stats any better than someone like Gonzalo Higuain. He's earning about 6 times more or something stupid like that. It's absolutely ridiculous. So genuinely, I think they've kind of messed themselves up a little bit on that front. Of course, it'd be very useful. How do you pronounce it then, Billy? I have no idea. Dybala, who knows? All I'm going to say is Dybala, because that's all I will say. It's D-Y-B-L-A. Dybala? I haven't got a clue. Who knows? Manchester's Rosa was born in 2002. Bloody hell. That's, it makes you feel young, doesn't it? It makes you feel very, very young. Yeah, it's a good point, Sean. He was very much on the cusp of signing for Spurs, Dybala. So, I think basically this could happen. It could happen. It could happen. Will it happen? Probably not, but it does have the potential to happen. Guys, I'm going to wind it down there. It's only a short video tonight because there's not loads going on. But go and check out the video that will be on screen. Well, it'll be in the link in the description or something like that, where I talk a little bit about today's transfer rumors. And go check out a video I made as well with French football specialist looking ahead to the Lyon game. Tomorrow I'm going to have a video probably about Koulibaly coming up. I'll do a preview as well and there'll probably be another live stream. Go and follow my Twitch. Thank you as well to everyone who supported me on Patreon recently, patreon.com/, if you want to get involved. Have a wonderful evening, and I might just be on Twitch later. I might be on Twitch, twitch.tv/Esteemed Kompany, playing playing a bit of Fall Guys. Stefano, it's Diabala. You just, none of that makes sense, pal, how you pronounce it. Dibar. None of that makes sense either. Anyway, guys, love you all loads. I'm going to go and chill for the evening. Thanks for joining this live stream. You're all great. In a bit. Hit that subscribe button as well. Bye-bye.